What's good, y'all? I'm sitting here listening to these loud ass kids screaming. I created a heck of a life for myself, full of distractions, just so I could still learn how to get focused. Like, why did I create this family? Like, we got to think about creationism from every angle now. It's not just certain angles, it's every angle of creationism. Why did I create this family? Why did I create this life? What am I supposed to learn from this life? Because we created every single thing around us because there's purpose. Everything that is currently existing in your life, past, present, future, is because it has some sort of value to get you where, thank you for the love, to get you where you're supposed to go in this lifetime, guaranteed. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, why did I create these loud ass screaming kids that can't be quiet? Hey, Carby, why did you create the life that you created for yourself? Why? I need you to go to sleep with that intention tonight. We need to know why we created our current existence. And you can't answer that right now because you ain't thought about it. You ain't thought about it. So you can't answer that question, but we all need to ask ourselves, why do we create our current existence? Because that's going to give us a big clue as to what we need to intentionally create our next existence. Do you understand? We have access to all of that historical data to figure out why we created our past. Like all of that past that we represent and we feel pain from, why do we create it? Why did we create such misery for ourselves? And we want to say God did it. We are God. We want to say our parents, we were victims or whatever of our parents. Yeah, why? Why? Everybody wasn't. It wasn't status quo. It wasn't standard issue. Why were you? There had to be a reason. Otherwise, why? And this is what God is telling me, how we can go through life and we can choose to stay stuck in victimhood, or we can choose to move into a space of knowing that I went through every single thing that I went through for a reason. And here comes a distraction to take me off of my square. Yes, dear. I know. How are they being mean to you, Bubba? I already can't understand you when you're on the high pitched whiny. I don't understand you. Could you bring it down a couple? Just a couple. Thank you. And now I can understand you. What happened? They called you something? They called you ashy?
Yeah.
Dang, they did you. Tell them that's not right, but you might be ashy. Are you ashy, babe?
No.
Look at your legs. Are they white?
No.
Okay, well then you're not ashy. If you're not ashy, why are you offended? Because they just pulled something out of their behinds to try to make you feel bad. It don't even apply to you, but you feel like you got to get worked up about it. That don't even make sense. If you ain't ashy, what you worried about?
I'm worried about my legs and arms and my toes.
Are you ashy, yes or no?
No.
Then you ain't got nothing to worry about. If you are ashy, then they need to tell you lovingly. But if you're not ashy, then tell them to get some actual material that, like, if you're going to hurt my feelings. Tell me the truth.
I'm not ashy.
I know you're not ashy, so we don't care what they got to say. Go play. What you say to my son? Don't catch no heat. I'll fight all these kids behind my kids.
I'm sorry. No, I don't think
Why are you saying such things to him?
I was telling him that his feet were ashy.
Well, did you tell him in a loving way, or were you like, ew, you're ashy?
No, I said what I said.
I already know, because you already, how'd you say it?
I said, your feet are ashy. And I was like your whole body's ashy.
Is that loving? Is that loving? You can't even see his whole body. Ooh, put those down. Put those down. You know better. No, don't even involve yourself.
I'm sorry.
Like, you don't want people coming at you that way, so why are you coming at your brother that way? You're creating the next generation of people who just gonna say some dumb stuff instead of, you know what, Kaden, you should go take a shower and put some lotion on. Or next time you take your shower, make sure you put lotion on. That's how you look out for him, not tear him down. If you were loving on him, he wouldn't be in here crying, right? I'm not saying you got to raise no punk, but you ain't always got to be going at your brother's head. Like, you can help guide him instead of tearing him down, and now he's in here getting lotion because he don't want to be ashy instead of, yeah, my sister taught me how to be better. Like, you got to determine what lessons you teaching. Do you understand?
Yep.
Okay.
At least he put the lotion on. If I didn't bully him into putting the lotion on, would he have put the lotion on?
And you got bullied into everything that you do from your older sister, and wouldn't you have rather been loved to those conclusions?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Okay, then go open the door for Michael.
And true, it's case by case. We don't need to raise no punks, but everything ain't got to be a freaking fight. I had to go to the bathroom, talk to the people.
I gotta talk to the people. I want to talk to no one.
You always want to talk to the people. You got an audience of 2. Make me proud.
Hey guys. So, today at school, I had testing today, and it was math testing. Yesterday, we had reading. We had reading yesterday. And today, we have math. Tomorrow, we have language arts. So, sadly, I gotta go through all those tests. And I actually, I grew from my tests. I'm very proud of myself for growing. And, we had burritos for lunch. They were bomb, no lie. Because sometimes the rest of the school food be nasty.
After you talk about what happened in your literal day, now you start thinking about what that meant to move you forward. So, one thing that happened in your day and how you can use that to move more confidently tomorrow.
Anyways, but yeah, I had a good burrito, and then I played around with my friends for the rest of lunchtime. Yeah, that happened. Oh, the other day I had to do community service because I threw a drink at some kid.
You throwing drinks at people?
It was more of like a friendly type thing.
Are you paying attention to how you're in the screen? These are all things that are important when you're filming. Like, all of those things are what you need to take into consideration. So if you want to move into the space of having your own YouTube content, you need to be able to pay attention to what you're presenting to the people. Not inauthenticity, face full of makeup, hair snatched, all these different things. You know, that's not presentation. Presentation is, I want to be authentically me, and who my authentic self attracts, I want to give them the best possible experience. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So you just holding the camera any kind of way and flopping your head back and forth, if it's intentional, then boom, you're in your authenticity. But if you're not paying attention to their experience, you're doing it for selfish reasons, and you're never going to connect to your audience. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Repeat what I said to show me understanding.
If I'm not paying attention to holding the camera properly and like not shaking it around and keeping myself in focus, I won't get as much understanding as I would want.
Can you stand by me?
Stand by me.
Stay focused.
Mommy,
What did I say to you? I missed it. Somebody was asking me for a candle.
And I forgot what I just said, Mom.
So if you truly understood,
It goes
you
straight
could
on. Everything I get told, it goes straight out through my head. And everything I say goes straight out through my head. Because I'm too focused on what's going on around me to worry about what I'm talking about.
See, so what's more important? What's going on around you?
Both. No,
So
I said what's going on around me.
I think both is a good answer, because if both are important, then you need to train your brain to do both.
Mommy, can I please light up a candle?
Here.
Yeah, it didn't
Yay.
register for me.
So what I'm saying is, if you want to get to the top of your game, you want to be the best, which your competition is yourself, no one else. But if you want to be the best, which means you're reviewing yourself long enough to give
Can you walk
yourself
out?
feedback on yourself. It is not you versus them, it is you versus you, period.
How you actually do
And so if you,
it? We're not people, I think.
there, it's, okay, here you go, here.
It's you versus you.
You
I got it,
coming
Mom.
into your independence, you're gonna get me in trouble. I already see this. But it's you. No, what do you need to do? God dang it. This is what I didn't want.
I want a candle.
No, see, that's how you start fires. You are sick. Not 40 something. You are not my age. I'm done aging. You are 6. So do what I allow you to do at your 6-year-old level, okay? Don't try to do what you see mommy does at her 40-year-old level. Do you understand me?
Okay.
Okay, so you're allowed to do it with mommy's help, and that's it.
Oh, wow. So grown up.
I don't want to deprive you of experience, but you got to do it safely.
Oh,
Good job, boys.
Mom, I want to talk about Kane's birthday party.
I don't want to talk about Caden's birthday party. You were being distracted by the outside world. See, you're not caring about their viewing experience. This is training.
I'm trying to focus on the.
No, you need to always try to focus on you and what's going around you. See, Caden, you weren't supposed to put it back. Leave his alone. But no, see, this is the kitty stuff. Are we leveling up or not?
I'm trying to help you.
No, are we leveling up or not? You can stay in the kitty lane, but don't say you want to play big girl
I'm
games.
not letting you.
No, if you want to stay in kitty lane, then you keep doing kitty stuff, but don't look for adult responsibilities. You out here acting grown when I'm actually teaching you how to be an adult.
I think that was Kitty, Mom. All I did was help him
Excuse
light
me?
his stuff back up because it went out and he was upset.
Because you have to choose, an adult chooses what to be distracted by.
Kitty did not again.
An
Yeah,
adult
you blew that out. I'm not.
excuse me. An adult is able to pay attention to everything. Caden, please leave my room. Caden, please leave my room. It's okay. We had fun while you were here. Thank you.
I wish I light my candle.
I know. Next time.
And you don't play with fire.
You don't have to.
Well, you probably
I got it under control. If the peanut gallery has something to add to it, say it with love.
talk about. I wasn't gonna talk about him. I said he probably gonna get a Kindle for his birthday.
Anyway, why would you say that while he's sitting right there, though? Why would you plant seeds of hope inside of him and you don't know what's going to happen? And if it were to happen, if it was a surprise, you just ruined the surprise for him. So you're still in the same energy of ruining surprises for people, and that's that kitty stuff that you need to evolve past.
Amen. People have ruined stuff for me all the time.
So, at what point are you going to level up? Are you going to choose to stay stuck simply because people do the things to stay stuck? And you're like, well, if they're staying stuck, I'm staying stuck too. Do you understand?
I mean,
Why are you pulling your hair?
Because I want to.
So you want me to have to braid your hair this weekend? Then stop messing your hair up, Michael.
Just need this.
You don't need it. Oh, because you're trying to burn a piece of hair?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Moose. He needs
Please don't
moose
say
for
that.
me.
No, don't do what? See,
Don't talk about
we're
it.
not doing this because I already see where this is headed.
Can we finish our
Nothing.
convo so I can say what I need to say?
No. You ain't learned nothing. You trying to stay stuck and then you get mad because you can't move forward in your life.
I can't.
These are your choices. What are you allowed to do?
I'm a big kid now.
You can't even leave the house.
Yes, I can.
You can't
I
even
leave the house every
utilize
single day.
Mommy, can you go to the mall when you're
electronics.
done?
Yes,
And
I
the
can.
fact that you want to be back and forth when I'm actually trying to teach you how to be expansive within your life, and you are fighting to stay the same.
Mommy, can I tell you something?
Yes, sir.
Do you know? I just found out.
Why did you tell her to be quiet?
No, I didn't.
Are you keeping secrets? Are you keeping secrets?
No.
Okay, what were you saying?
I found out you was watching from the Kindle.
I was watching.
No, you can watch from the Kindle.
Watch what?
No, nothing. You can see the things from the Kindle.
What things?
He's trying to say you can see what he's doing on the Kindle. That's what he's trying to say.
Oh, how do you know that?
Because
You're letting your sister use your Kindle
No.
and she's showing you what? Then how do you know?
because I saw
You saw what?
the thing.
How did you see it?
Because when I was using my Kindle, I saw it and I put it down.
Y'all don't know that I just be sitting here studying y'all, right?
No, he's talking about when he posts on the thing, the notifications.
That's fine. What
You
I'm
showed
saying
me.
is,
And he said
if you
monitor.
want to know if you want
Monitoring.
to see how your children tell the truth, and don't, yeah, you can go. I planted my seeds. Be easy. You want to know how to tell if your kids are telling the truth, and if they're not. Study their asses.
My hair looks like ants.
Out.
Mom, could I say what I want to say though?
No.
So, Arkane's birthday. This was a track.
Say what you need to say, because before you came in here,
About
I had
his
my own
birthday, Mom.
agenda. I don't want to talk about his birthday.
Okay, so-
30 days before event. I do not want to talk about anything outside of 30 days.
I know, but I'm trying
Is
to...
it 30 days?
Yes, Mom.
No, it's not.
When's his birthday?
If you don't know, then it's never coming. Get out my
It's
room.
the 26th.
It's not. Don't disrespect my son.
It's the 28th.
I at least know y'all's days. I don't know y'all's years, though. I got too many dang kids, y'all. I'd be like, I don't know when. I'll be in the doctor's office with my little piece of paper in my wallet talking about, guessing birth years. I'll be messing up.
Okay, Mom. So anyway, what I was saying was, I want. Kaden said he wants to have a birthday party, and I was thinking we have like a cookout in the backyard, and then I invite some of my friends.
No, go talk to his dad. I don't want to talk about this.
That's not hearing.
Respect me. I don't want to talk about this.
How come when I don't want to talk about things, you so upset with me?
I talk to you all the time. I just want to talk about what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about a birthday that I don't.
You don't want to talk about
I've been your
a day
mother.
You pushed out a kid.
I've been your mother for 11 years.
Dude, that was 1 billion
And
years.
for 12 years.
No, 1 billion years.
When have I ever wanted to talk about a birthday, a Christmas, an Easter?
There was a time where you were actually interested, Mom. And you were actually like nice.
Well, she ain't here now. And I am nice. But also, I said, I don't mind talking about it. I'll meet you halfway 30 days before the event. You're not going to talk my ear off just because that's the one thing you're excited about. Go talk to somebody else. But we could talk about you all day long. I got all day to talk about you.
Because you got things to complain about.
I literally just lifted you up and uplifted you and programmed
I know,
you
Mom.
to
But it felt
ascend.
like it was
When your ascension finally clicks in, you're gonna have everything already.
His birthday.
So you're filtering it through a child's lens, i.e., I'm complaining about you, but I'm speaking life into you because I'm speaking to your future self. I'm not speaking to you. So you filter it however you want to, as long as it makes it through.
Mhm.
And I know you were born with my capacity, So I know it made it through, and you'll process it when you process it, and when you process it, you'll have it. It's Gucci. I ain't worried.
It's not Gucci.
But I don't want to talk about events. I'm allowed to have boundaries. I don't want to talk about events up until 30 days before the event.
Okay.
So I do have time for you. And then I have boundaries when it comes to the other stuff.
Afro.
Afro!
Making my
Anyway, I got on here because I was being taught, go. Look, I don't want to hear nothing when I got to rebraid your hair. You literally are combing your hair. Stop. Like, why does that make sense, Michael? And then you want to sit there and cry when I do your hair. Go and get some business. Because you're just doing the wrong stuff for attention. Out, now. I don't want another child in my room. And what she doesn't understand, when I say I don't want another child in my room, Bailey can come in my room because she's not considered a child. Yes, I birthed her, but she ascended a long time ago, way before the age of 18, into the space where she was not grouped with the children. That's a level of maturation. That's not an age. That's why you have a 32-year-old sleeping in your back room, because they never reached the maturation of adulthood. Or they reached the maturation of adulthood you had the capacity to raise. Because if you would have raised another maturation of adulthood, they would have became that. Because I was telling my friend that I need someone to kick me out of survival mode, which I don't need someone, but this is the story. You know, because what was revealed to me was everything has a system, everything has a order of operations. If there is not a system in place, there is no success. We know this to be true because if you pay attention to your daily routines, systems, even if your success is getting your children up into school every day, how grand or minimal that is your system you have established for your success. And that is the success of your day. And one side, if you started looking at that as boom, got them kids up, boom, 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 that's a win. You start catching wins in everything. Everything. Oh man, I just got the kids up. You ain't even putting enough effort into your life where you feel like what you're doing in your life is worthy of praise. So where you think the praise coming from? You can't even praise yourself for the effort you putting into your life. So how about you step up your expectations for yourself if you are praising yourself for this? And how about you step up your expectations, lower your expectations. If you are not pleased with yourself, with the efforts that you're putting into your life right now, it is because you know that you are worth so much more than you are putting into your life right now. So you have to make sure that every day, every second, not day, you've wasted your time if it's a day. Every second, you are doing things to which you can be proud of and pat yourself on the back. Because if you are not patting yourself on the back, who is patting you on the back? Who? A bunch of people who don't know how to pat themselves on the back. Do you understand your inability to show up for yourself is the reason why you cannot go out into the world now and expect to surround yourself with people who know how to show up for you, because they don't know how to show up for themselves, because you will not attract someone who knows how to show up for themselves, because you are not an energetic vibrational match. And if you pull in someone who knows how to show up for themselves in your broken state, if it is not a soulmate connection, you repel each other because you are too prideful to heal yourself through them. And the beautiful thing about me and my husband is I was able to heal myself through him. We were an energetic match. Even though he was further along in a space of self-love, life beat his ass up too. Yesterday he stood above me and he said, maybe if I've experienced too much death, maybe that's my problem. And I didn't want to push it because that was an indication that he's starting to try to ask himself, why am I this way? That's all we have to do, black men. That's all we have to do, melanated people. That's all we have to do is ask, why am I this way? Can you love yourself enough to ask yourself, why am I this way? And sit back and wait for the motherfucking answers. You too busy distracted by everything, every second of your life until the moment you fall asleep is spent distracted. Do you understand that I am constantly distracted? I'm supposed to be doing something right now. I just don't know what it is. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be dumping videos because I have too many fucking videos on my phone. That's why I go live, because I can't put any more videos. Do you understand? Before I even ended up on this live, I recorded 6 videos. 6 10-minute videos. Nah, not that bad, but you know, I recorded all these videos and I was like, let me just go live because it just keeps pouring out and just pouring out. This is a gift from God. And I need you guys to understand that I am not a gift from God. I am the vessel that has been chosen. Thank you, Jesus, for choosing me. But what is pouring forth out of my mouth is a gift from God. And if you are not running and telling everyone you know, hey, this blessing is out there. Y'all out here flocking to these fake ass churches. Hell yeah, TD Jakes fell. He's a fraud. And I've given thousands of dollars to TD Jakes. So when y'all go, she's donated to his church before. Hell yeah, because I believe the lie. At my level of consciousness, he was what relationship with God looked like. He was being blessed by God. So clearly he's doing something right. And what I received tonight, abundance, abundance, wealth, abundance, 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 abundance. I looked up the word abundance, kind of, sort of. I asked Suri. And it means something. An overflow of something. Something. We can't put our finger on it. We just know it's something. So when you're sitting there wishing for abundance and shit like that, understand that it is possible to live in complete bliss. Heaven on earth is possible. Meaning, yes, my life is falling apart, but I love my family. I love my life. My daughter is going through this right now. She's not working, and she's like, I'm applying to these jobs that I don't even want. I don't even want these jobs, and they ain't hiring me, and I don't know what to do, and I want to go to school. I'm not mocking her. I just don't remember what the fuck she said. So I'm a comedian now, y'all, so I could tell jokes. I'm starting to embrace my comedian identity because I already realized that in order for me to say the things that I say, I have to say that I'm a comedian in order for you guys to receive what I'm saying, because if you don't agree with me, and that's why Kevin Hart is a plant, because he has no substance. He is grabbing all the attention and he's not really saying anything. I'm not saying this man ain't worked hard, because he has. But he's a beautiful, perfect distraction. But of course we got to throw in the infidelity, because we can't demonstrate the strength in character. We just got to show how he getting that money, because that's what we need black men to idolize. And that is why he is a plant, because he is there to be the perfect black man of wealth and success to idolize. We cannot idolize the character of this man, even though he takes care of his children, because we had to overshadow that with the cheating scandal. This man's so dumb, he cheating in his car? Come on now. This nigga didn't walk this squeaky clean image up all the way until he getting caught in the car? That just seems too... Maybe what do they call a humiliation ritual? He might have did something. They had to get him back for something and knock him down a couple of pegs and let him know he's not... He must have got beside himself, and now it's like, remember where you came from. So, yeah, I can see how he's a plant. And I'm not saying it's true. I don't know. But can I theorize? Y'all really be coming in my comments, that's not true. I didn't say it was. I just said what could be. And it makes freaking sense, right? It makes sense. It makes sense enough that you argue that it's not true. Which means I must have bumped up against your truth, which means what I said was true. Man, anything is possible, Carby. Damn it, I had a point. Oh, I figured myself out. I figured out how I'll just have a theory on something, and in that time I can't sit here and work the theory, so I just push it to the back of my brain and start working the theory in the back of my brain. But while I'm working the theory in the back of my brain, I'm theorizing something else, and so it's constantly. But in the time, if someone were to stick on one of my lives or anything like that, they would see that I eventually come back to whatever I was theorizing. I just had to come up with an answer. You know what I'm saying? When I'm sitting here theorizing, it really goes into me, Lonnie, theorizing versus higher consciousness working it out and then spitting it back out. So it's possible that most comedians steal and recycle each other's jokes. Why not? If we all got to tell an Obama joke, because it's Obama season. There's only so many Obama jokes, so I'm going to take a piece from here, a piece from here, a piece from here, a piece from here. Very few people, you can tell the people who are channeling and receiving divinity, people who can't miss, good or bad, people who can't, Chris Brown can't miss. I just don't know who's driving Chris Brown. It's possible people sacrifice people for money. It's all very possible. The only thing that makes all this possible is someone has done it before. That's it. That's why we never saw a school until Columbine. Do you know when I was in high school, a few months before Columbine, there was this little boy who was in ROTC, and I remember seeing him on campus. And he was an odd little, pale skinned boy. But I'm nice to everybody, I've always known. That's what I be telling my kids. I was like, be nice to everybody. And so I remember him. And our school didn't even go on lockdown, y'all, because we didn't know what lockdown was. It was rumored, the next day, that they found him in the parking lot. He did himself in the parking lot. But do you wonder, after Columbine, he only had a hand. But can you imagine if that was after Columbine? So, yeah, that's why media is so dangerous and so powerful. Because depending on the messages that they choose to pump, you see my content is repressed. I'm waking y'all up. So the only way these videos are going to get out is if y'all push them out. So it's crazy how trapped into it we are and we don't even know it. Chris Brown can't miss, but his character with relationships is what has him in a chokehold. I 100% agree. That is his falter, or that is his failure. That might be what he sold. If you look at these people who can't miss, but they have some kind of extreme imbalance, maybe. Because the devil's going to hit you where you most desire. He must be so lonely. So if we could look at all these people who have this extreme success, but then they have this huge imbalance in other area, could be plural, maybe that's where they're being hit. We gotta stop thinking so literal. You know what I'm saying? The literal stuff is the program. The literal stuff is, oh my God, he had with the same sex. Like, it's okay unless it's someone who pretends to be straight. Then it's, but how about it's just somebody's business that shouldn't be told? Why do we care who's sleeping with who? Why do we care what the next human is doing? Please go. No, because every time one of y'all get in my lives, they cut my life. I don't know why I forgot that earlier, but if a child was in camera, hopefully they weren't. Because every time one of my kids get in my lives, they cut my lives for some reason. That's the only connection that I can make between them banning me from live for 10 minutes for a community violation, but I don't know what the community violation is. I can't wait till I have my own TV show. He's never healed his inner child. That's part of the issue. Yeah, he grew up in a very volatile situation. And we come out of volatile situations thinking that money heals all. And then you have to understand that the people who are in place to help these people are at the top of their book class. I just don't think there's a lot of people out there walking around like me. And I'm not saying I'm the only one. What I'm saying is the vast majority of these people who are being paid all this money to help these celebrities heal are frauds. They just know a little bit more buzzwords than the celebrity knows, and they're impressed, so they go tell their other celebrity friends, and they go tell their other celebrity friends, and now they're charging all this money and they have all this fame, but they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Joe Dispenza is the real deal. Or maybe I'm the real deal and Joe Dispenza just happened to have the formula. All of them are talking a formula because everybody wrote the book and everybody read the book. The information's out there for those who seek it. Is knowing how to apply that information, and it's those who know how to apply the information who are actively healing themselves are the ones that you actually should be paying attention to. And the proof is in the pudding. Spirit told me if the activist has been on the same activism for the past 20 years, they are not an activist, because someone who is truly an activist is finding solutions. Even if throwing stuff out there is starting to wake the people up to the possibilities of the solutions. That's what a true activist is. Anybody who's been out here teaming for our community and trying to find healing and never called the black woman out ain't really out here activating nothing. Activation. Activist. Who is out there activating the black woman? The most powerful being walking this earth. Who is out there activating her? Me. I'm not so afraid of y'all. I'm done running. I'm going to call y'all out on y'all's BS because, yes, once again, the black woman is tasked with saving the world. They got all these heroes. What is the furthest thing from a black woman? A white man. Who's the heroes of all the hero stuff? A white man. What is a complete opposite of the system? Who is here to save the world? The black woman. So we are the most oppressed for a reason. It is vital to the program that we stay asleep, because if we wake up our homes, because by default or by intention or by whatever, the woman's running the household. My husband's out getting money. He ain't got time to run this household. So even if he wanted to say he was the head of this household, he's not, because he's out getting money. If my household running was contingent on my husband's presence to actually run it, then he would run the household. I run this household, and my husband simply comes home and says, okay, how's everything flowing? That's why he doesn't have an opinion. You can't come in here from being gone at work all day and try to tell us how we living. We're going to tell you how we living. But if somehow we got on the page prior to us establishing this living system, you're a part of the growth and the creation of this ecosystem instead of I'm going to work and I'm daddy because I'm providing. Yes, you're providing, but in that you also have to be a part of creating this system. Everybody comes to me like, man, the boys don't listen. The boys don't listen. I was like, they listen to me. I run everybody in this house. Even my stepkids. They function in accordance to what's comfortable. And at this point, everyone functions in how I choose to move in comfortability, which is I want everyone to be comfortable. Before, I just wanted to be comfortable. And black women, if you can admit this to yourselves, this is how you ran your home. As long as you're comfortable, you don't care. Unhealed trauma can have dangerous consequences. Chris Brown isn't sitting at night asking himself the same questions we ask ourselves. He should be. If he was one of my clients, he would be. Those are my future clients. That's why I'm telling y'all need to get in a session with me now. Yes, I'm a car note right now, but pretty soon I'm gonna be a year's salary an hour. So get in when I used to be free, so I'm just saying, get in when you fit in. At least get the book, shit. So he is not changing or elevating character. His music may be good, but it's all a level. It's not elevating. Either it stays at the level it is. That's true. He hasn't become a better artist. But we haven't become better consumers. We can't fault him for doing what hits. Like, we're not changing, so why would he? But me and Dre were listening to one of his songs. It's never the right time to say goodbye. Gonna be the first one to move. Dre was like, why did he stop singing songs like this? He should have never fired his mama. And I was like, man, can you imagine Chris Brown singing this song now? He's like, no. He was like, honestly, can you imagine any grown man singing this song? And I was like, nah, I can't really see New Edition singing this song. He was like, how about Boyz II Men? I was like, nah, I can't see Boyz II Men singing this song. You know, it's a child's love song, and he had to evolve and grow up. So for him to appeal to the next level of our reptilian brain, because we're all just, I don't remember them, but we're carnal. We just want to satisfy our carnal needs. We don't want to strive. That would be what we would consider conscious rap. But all conscious rap is in our elevated thinking. India.Arie is onto something. That's why she wasn't that big. But what is our conscious rap? A lot of times is just, there's some depth in there. I'm not going to discount our conscious rap. You got to actually pay attention. Like you I'm just contemplating India.Arie. I will say I can appreciate her music right now because I am in a space where I understand the references that she's making. Before I understood the references that she's making and the self-awareness and development of oneself that you could be. It's possible. I'll say it's possible because everybody, who I'm growing in my appreciation for crystals. I still haven't come to the space. I keep trying to come back to them because, they hold tremendous energy. To be able to harness their energy, that would be awesome. So to her references, they're cool to hear and to be in a space energetically, consciously, to where you understand what she's saying. But oh yeah, that's cool. But I'm gonna keep it G. India Ari's energy and I picked this up. I'm not your average girl from the video. I just took that as a lot of light skinned girl hate. And I know, look, when that song came out, I was in my, hot girl summer, so I was the opposite. I came up in the light skin versus dark skin era, and so I don't know if it's still a thing, but I know that it was a thing when I was growing up, and so I grew up being hated simply for the color, the complexion, the depth of my melanin, or the absence thereof. And so I can agree that I carried that bias when I first saw the video and heard the song. And now that I've rediscovered India Arie and I like her music, I actually healed myself to one of her songs where I think she was describing her man and praying for her man, and I was praying for my family, and I was healing myself, me in the bubble bath, brewing it up, just having a moment with me and God, loving on myself. So I like her music. But she just, like, some of her songs where she's popping her shit, and she's entitled to, but just kind of give me some ugly girl made good. And I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm saying I grew up being told I'm ugly. I still get told I'm ugly, so here we go. It's in the eye of the beholder. But when you grow up and you're told that you're unattractive, and then you're measured against a certain standard of attractiveness that determines your unattractiveness, you develop an energy about yourself. And then when you gain a platform to actually express yourself, even though you feel that you are healed, you still have a bias and it comes through your music. I don't know if it's true or not. Like I said, I'm probably projecting. But if I'm able to project that and we understand that we are all mirrors, we can look at ourselves and say, yo, yes, you are projecting, but why are you projecting? Because isn't the essence of a projector literally just... So yes, I am projecting. I'm projecting you back to you. So yes, I have that experience so that when I hear your music and it bumps up against me, I can project back to you a growth opportunity that you probably in the back of your head have been contemplating, saying, maybe I need to grow in this area. Yeah, you do. That's what you should receive anytime you bump up against anybody. Oh, and the fake page blocked me. I forgot to tell you. Ha 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 ha. Oh, the fake page. I don't even really post on that backup page lately because I have to create completely different content, short form content. And over there on Instagram, where I get some views and some traction, my followers or subscribers are low, but otherwise, I have better views on Instagram than I do over here. And so but they like videos that don't have substance. They like videos like that over there. It's just like, yo, this is crazy. I be spitting hot fire and those videos get like 2 views, but I can do something really silly and those videos go viral. No, I have our video that's going viral right now is Angel singing in Spanish. I don't even know what she's saying, but that video is up to like 500,000 views. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? Excuse me, but it's bringing eyes to our page. And hopefully when the eyes come to our page, they'll see the other substance or the other content. I just think, I just think that people, when they're like, okay, this is my attitude on this platform, and this is my attitude on this platform, and this is my attitude on this platform, that you understand that that attitude that is your attitude on that platform is the attitude you were told to have. So you're not watching longer content over here, because that's not where I watch my long form content. I watch my long form content on YouTube. You know, you're not watching the vertical videos on YouTube because you're used to the horizontal videos. So I don't do that. You know, all of these things that this is what I do in these circumstances. If they are not derived on your personal desires for yourself, then you just got to start paying attention to the ways that you tick yourself in a box. If you pay attention to the different ways that you put yourself in a box, I see her one eye peeking out. I'm just thinking somebody's going to say, see that one time she was on live and she had where the one eye was poking out? Let me fix my shirt so y'all don't say nothing. There. It's her nose and her mouth. My life, man. Something interesting. But I got on here because I was talking about our past. Whoever's in the bathroom, can you shut the door? My God, I really just, my life. I love my life, but I have to overlook anybody and everybody just walk. Kissing in my bathroom like it's their freaking bathroom. Like, I gotta live in this space and be okay with it. I have to somehow learn how to function in this space, but still keep it to my standards, because my standards are the standards that I could operate at my highest faculty. You know what I'm saying? I had to drop to the space that I was in order to recover some memories. That's what God told me. God told me that I had to drop to the depths that I dropped in order to recover some things, in order to wake myself up, because God knew, my higher consciousness knew, my future self knew that I would be so prideful in this lifetime that I would have to get literally drugged for 40 years before I woke up to what I'm here to do. Because I literally turned myself off. I literally disconnected myself from divinity. I said, I'm tired of being disappointed. I'm done. And so I turned it off. And then I turned it back on in 2022. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I know in a lot of my videos I speak, as if it is so. And even myself, I feel funny saying in these videos. And I remember I used to say it a long time ago, and Spirit would always tell me, delete that video, you're being boastful. Delete that video, you're being boastful. Because there's a difference between boastful and speaking into existence, or speaking as though it is so. Big difference. Energetically. And so at the time, I would say these things in these videos, and I'd be like, girl, you sound crazy, delete that. Sometimes I let it ride because I was like, this is prophetic. Did this little crapper leave my door open? Why would you leave my door open? I'm so sick of these damn kids. Yeah, I'm allowed to be sick of them. I ask for basic respect. Shut the door. You can do what you want to. Just allow me the space to do what I want to. Why can't I have mutual respect? Anyway. Yeah, Spirit was like, that's boastful. You don't want to say that, it's premature. But I was like, man, that video was golden. I was eating. This was before I knew what I was doing. I didn't know that I knew that I was a channel because 10 years ago, I ran across Ramtha and Abraham Hicks. And, those were the two that I ran across at the time. Old white people, of course. These are the channels that I became familiar with, but I was just like, that's really cool. And I first got acquainted with automatic writing, and I was like, I think that I automatic write. Just being intentional and doing the things and never really sticking to anything because I want instant results. But were any of those things truly training me? Who knows? I think if I would have stuck to any of those things, I might have progressed in them. Who knows? But I'm so quick to, if I can't run a quick little test to see if it's something that vibes with me and it's something that I can grasp too easily, I'm out. So I haven't really found any particular modality that I align with outside of just sitting here and thinking, on my Yoda. Who is it? The Dalai Lama. And it's funny when my husband was, talking shit to me. He's like, "Oh, Dalai Lama looking ass." Yeah. Why is the Dalai Lama the only one? Why can't the Dalai Lama look like me? Why can't I sit up all day and just and pop my shit and be popping some real shit? I think it's possible. And so, yeah, I'm just really excited because now when I speak of, I'm not even going to say the future. I say those things to appease you all. I say things every once in a while to kind of smooth over. I don't want to ever, ruffle any feathers, because those are the times that I forget that my supply comes from divine. My supply does not come from you. Anything that can and will be for me is for me, and there's really nothing that I can do to misstep it. Especially when I have been called to be as loud and boisterous as I can be. Respectfully, right? I'm never out here to disrespect anyone. But things need to be said in order to heal. There's particular communities out there that you can't even touch without your entire life just collapsing. Why are they so guarded? Why are they so guarded? You got to think about that. Why is someone so guarded that you can't even talk about him? Freaking Voldemort. Can't even say his name. Why? These are things that we need to comprehend and really think about. If the healing is in revelation, why can't we reveal anything? If you have anything that you cannot reveal, that is of the devil. And you have to determine how much of the devil you want to keep inside of you. Every secret is the devil. Because secrets must stay in the darkness. And when a secret comes out, it comes to light. So your unwillingness to be true to you and come into your authenticity and to heal yourself and to reveal yourself, even to yourself, you ain't gotta tell me nothing. You ain't gotta film no videos. If you have a spouse, hopefully you have the relationship with your spouse that you're able to be your authentic self. And so yes, I didn't buy it. Go ask who bought it, so that you can heal yourself. But you must have the freedom and space to heal yourself in order to heal. The ability to say, I don't know myself. That is where your healing point is. That is how you will ascend and become the version of you that you desire to be. The version of you that can manifest and create realities. All these people out here talking about manifesting and creating realities, I've actually manifested. We all have, but I have intentionally manifested. I have created situations and circumstances in a blink of an eye. I walk and experience miracles daily. You do too, but you're not aware of it. That's the difference. I'm not saying that I'm anything different than you. I'm saying that I have ascended to the consciousness where I see all of this happening. What you take for granted, I know is a miracle. And I don't know it's a miracle because I read it in a book somewhere. I know it's a miracle because I know what miracles are. Miracles aren't just water into wine. Those are the miracles that they want us to pay attention to. Those are the fables, as my husband says. Those are the stories that they want us to pay attention to keep us distracted from the very real miracles that happen right in front of us. How the heck do my eyes know how to blink? How do I know how to form these words in my mouth? How can the connectivity from my ear to my throat to my mouth to whatever the heck needs to be connected in order for me to form these words? How is my brain working at the capacity that it is for me to move at the frequency that I move? How am I able to take the breaths that I take in order to fuel my body? How am I able to do any of these things that we take for granted? These are miracles. This is a miracle. Those of you who take your hands for granted, look at my freaking hands. This finger, swollen, can't bend it. This finger, swollen, can't straighten it. Now, this finger, swollen, can't straighten it. Now,
She was just calling you.
I know she was just calling me. What do y'all want?
Why did you hang up though?
I didn't hang up. It hung up. What do you want?
This yogurt is this strawberry yogurt is real old. It was made from November.
I don't care. Use your spirit of discernment, please. All I'm saying is we take the miracles that we experience daily for granted. That's what giving thanks is. Like, if you really looked at your life as the miracle that it is, you got a lot to be thankful for. Just stop and really think, yo. It was freezing temperatures last night. And I'll tell this story. But the miracle that I wanted to speak of was, it was freezing temperatures last night, but I have a home and a bed to sleep in to stay warm. I have 4 walls to keep me warm. Everybody doesn't have that. And we take it for granted. But it's truly a miracle. No matter how hard you feel you work or what you feel you deserve. Please leave my room. And actually, Michael. So, but yeah, let's talk miracles. Bailey comes to me and she's like, hey, will you help me make these chicken nuggets? I'm hungry. And I'm like, okay, cool. I could show up for my kid. And so we go in the kitchen to make these chicken nuggets, but the chicken smells rotten. So we throw the chicken away. And she's like, will you take me to a particular restaurant? I'll say Jack in the Box. Will you take me to Jack in the Box because I have a coupon? And I'm like, sure, why not? And so we go to Jack in the Box. And when the lady answers us, bye friend, thank you, I know it's late. When the lady answers us, she snaps at us, for whatever reason she snaps at us, and the speaker's broken and she's talking really, really fast, and I don't hear that fast. And so she's we match energy, especially in the drive-thru. That used to be my energy, but this time I was just like, I get it, sis. And even when I was showing compassion, if this is my job, I'd be mad too. I was working my way to compassion where I'm just like, yeah, I get it. And so as we drove around, I was like, I wish I could give this woman a hug, because that's all she really needs. She just needs that energy transfer. She just needs an exhaust fume, because she doesn't know. She's probably blocked all her exhaust fumes, her throat chakra, her tear ducts, all the ways that God gives us to, express our inner sufferings or whatever. I don't know the language, but we cut those off. We think talking slick is expressing ourselves. No. That's our distraction. That's our defense mechanism. We'll stay caught in that cycle. I don't know for how many decades before we realize telling somebody how we feel in that energy is not going to get you where you want to go, or it would have already gotten you where you're trying to go and you're still not there. The proof is in the pudding, y'all. But I tell Bailey, I was like, I'm going to make her laugh. Or at least smile. So we pull up and I start joking with her. And she immediately just apologizes. She's like, I'm so sorry, yada, yada, yada. But when we whipped the corner, there was a car in front of us that, was taking forever and going back and forth with her. I was like, okay. So when we pulled up, she's like, I'm so sorry, I was dealing with that, yada, yada. And I was like, it's cool. I was just like, you need a hug. And by the end of it, she ended up giving us a free drink, miracles. She took Bailey's car, and the fact that I was able to be a bright light in her day. You know, people being assholes to her all the time just confirms for her that people ain't nothing, which then allows her to continue to believe that she ain't nothing. Why? Because everyone around her is proving her right, therefore she needs to continue to prove herself right. And if ain't nobody else elevating, why should she? So for me to come into her life for a split second and just give her a smile and tell her it's gonna be okay. And I ended up giving her an air hug. I was like, air hug, and we gave each other an air hug. But, I left that knowing her name. I believe her name is Jeanette. I left that knowing her name. She was human to me, and I was human to her. And that's a miracle. I don't know what that interaction did for her, but I know I'm retelling it right now. I know it's a part of my history, so I know what that interaction did for me. Simply being nice to someone and telling them I see you. I see you. And you ain't got to be all spooky dooky with it. I see you. No, just be like, sis, what's going on? Man, you need a hug? Let me give you a hug. I get it. These motherfuckers is tripping. I get it. Empathy. That's true empathy. Not matching energy, but understanding that if someone is meeting you with negative energy, is for you to meet them with positive energy. Balance. I think. I don't know how energy works, but it made sense, right? And so, when we were driving up to go get her food, I chose this entrance. There were other entrances that I could have went to. There's one actually closer to the space, but I chose this entrance. And when I was driving up, I saw this young man standing in the cut between the fries and the Cold Stone, and I was like, he looks so freaking cold. He had on it looked like what I now know is a moving blanket. One of them flimsy little moving blankets. And the temperatures are below freezing. Not below freezing, but they're freezing. 30s. Minus the wind chill. I think that's a thing. But what I'm saying is it's cold as fuck out there. I wake up in the morning and it's 69 degrees in here. I can't imagine what it is 30 degrees outside. So anyway, we drove by him, and I don't remember how it came about, but I was talking to Bailey about the guy, and she was like, oh, we should do something for him. And I was like, we should. I was like, I'm going to go take him a coat. And so we come home, and I have this coat that I've been sitting on. I've been sitting on this coat it's older than Bailey. 20 years I've been sitting on this coat. Her daddy bought it for me. And I had to do the shadow work real quick. That's why, as you work on yourself, the healing is instant. Why are you holding on this coat for 25 years? It's time for you to release this coat, and it's needed. You carried this coat for 25 years for this moment so that you give it to this child because he's out here freezing. But why have you held on to this coat for 25 years? So the shadow work starts there. It represents some things. It represents a time in my life. It's a nice coat. It was suede. I don't know if it'd ever come back in style, but it was suede. And then it had this fur lining. It was heavy. It was the real deal. So I live in a state where I've only a handful of times, definitely less than 10 times, have worn that coat in 20 years. But I hold it for that one time that I may leave the house and I need a nice coat that's warm. So I released the coat. We go up there, and while I'm pulling up, I was like, we should get him something to eat. So we go back to Jack in the Box. And, when she says, hello, I'm like, hey, girl. She was like, do I know you? And I was like, it's us, the mother and daughter, because she's like, are y'all mother and daughter? I don't know why y'all think we look alike. We don't look alike. But if you think so, then we do. Maybe because you don't know her father, and I'm comparing what she looks like to me versus what she looks like to her dad, so maybe that's what it is. But, we go back to Jack in the Box, and she's like, "Do I know you?" And we're like, "Oh, it's the mother daughter." She's like, "Oh, hey, how y'all doing?" And we order a meal, and the whole time I'm ordering, I'm like, what if he's a vegetarian? What if he doesn't eat cheese? I'm thinking all these different things. And I remember once upon a time, a homeless man came to me and asked me to get him some food. And I was like, well, I'm about to go over here and get some food. And he was like, well, I don't eat that. And in that space, I was like, why are you being picky? Like, you get a chance to eat, you should eat anything. But his body is his temple, and he doesn't put that in his temple, then he has the right to say, nah, I'm good. That's not him being ungrateful. That's him honoring his temple. We are so messed up. And so while I'm ordering this food, I'm just like, well, hopefully, it's what he can eat. Who knows what his dietary restrictions are? Just because you're homeless doesn't mean your dietary restrictions change. Come on now. How much do we value money and the worth of a human? And so then, we go up and she's like, oh, you guys are back. I was like, yeah, we're buying some food for the homeless guy. She's like, which one? I was like, I know, isn't that sad? They're everywhere. And she was just making sure we wasn't getting got, because they always up there, getting food or trying to get food. And I was like, no, it's this guy over there, yada, yada. So she's like, okay, I'll give you guys a discount. So she ended up taking some money off of our order. And so, miracles, blessings, right? And so we go and I'm looking for the guy, and I'm like, oh, he's not there. Oh, no, we find him. But when we first pull in the parking lot, he had moved. And I was like, I don't know. And he's laying on the ground now. And he just looks like a piece of trash on the ground. And not saying he looks like trash. He just looks like a piece of trash on the ground. So I'm like, is that him? And Bailey's like, it is. I was like, I think that's a piece of trash. And she's like, no, that's him. And so we go and I'm like, excuse me, sir. He's talking to himself, so I'm kind of nervous. So I was just like, I don't want to be in the middle of a psychotic break, But we pull up and I'm like, excuse me, sir. Do you mind if I give you some food in a jacket or in a coat? And he was like, yeah. Do you have a blanket? And I was like, I have a coat. And I was just like, he was like, nah, I need a blanket. And I was like, okay, I can go home and get you a blanket. And so I was like, but here's a coat, and there's some socks in the pockets and some granola bars or whatever, and here's some food for you, and he's like, thank you or whatever. And we go home and we get him a camping backpack that was brought back into my field of awareness a couple days prior, so that we can take it to him so he can put his stuff in. So, it's a good heavy duty backpack that I bought many, many years ago. Derek was still alive, and only used it that once. So I'm able to get the camping backpack, and Dre's like, no, he can't have our blanket. And I'm like, okay, well, just buy a new blanket. When it comes to giving something away, I'm just like, just buy a new one. You don't want the one you're refusing to give away anyway. Like, you don't want these raggedy ass blankets. If you don't have a blanket, now you got an excuse to buy one. Like, you holding on to this stuff you don't even want just because you don't want to release it, and you don't even want it. And I got ready to come in here and, bully him into getting my way, but I was just like, a king size blanket when you're homeless is a whole lot of blanket anyway. He's right. Just because somebody is blocking something doesn't mean it's not God. It's not all about your wants and desires. When you think you are blessing someone, the blessing isn't just about you. The blessing is about the person that you're giving it to. If you give someone who has an addiction $50 and that $50 goes and takes them out, was it truly a blessing? So now you sitting here in regret because, man, I was only able to give them this. Okay, you were only able to give them this. You probably saved their life by only giving them that. You don't know, so don't question the blessing in your ability or capacity to bless someone. If you're able to bless someone, bless them in your capacity. And so we go back up there, and he's wearing the coat, and I was just like, ah. It almost was a shock to me. I was just like, hey, I have that coat. No, you don't. Not anymore. And I give him the bag, and I'm like, and he starts trying to get in the bag, so I help him. And I'm like, there's some clothes in there and yada yada, whatever. And he's like, well, I'm from the LBC. And he starts talking about Snoop or something. And he starts going, he talks really fast. I told y'all I listen slow. So when people start talking fast around me, I'm just like, I can't process all them words that fast. Like, I literally have to think about what people say. And when people speak slowly, then I have the time to go. But when people are talking so fast that I can't even make out the words they're saying, I can't compute them, and so I get lost. At some point, while he's talking to me, I realize that this man really is crazy. And I don't use that term loosely. I use that term because that's the only word that I know. This man wasn't in his right mind. And so my formula to end conversations and to walk away in what I believe is respectfully, I don't just walk away from people, I close conversations. I'm coming to the realization while this man is rambling that he's not coherent enough for me to properly close this conversation, and I might just have to walk away from him. And also, while I'm engaging with this individual, I'm making sure that I am not doing anything that is perceived to be disrespectful. Because what I don't want to do is trigger anyone. And I don't know this man's triggers. I'm really just trying to be of service to him. And in that being of service and choosing to engage with him, I may say or do something that triggers him and then puts me in a situation. So there's a lot of things that I'm working with in choosing to go be of service to someone else. So I understand those of you who are just like, I'm gonna mind my business, because the world has become such a volatile space that we all are walking around with a chip over our shoulder, on our shoulder, and if a chip on our shoulder could be received as a mental illness. We don't know how to interact with each other without triggering each other. Someone can say, have a nice day, and somebody's like, F you. So you don't know, so you just keep to yourself, which is the problem. So let's just make a little bit of effort just to be more approachable. You say that you're lonely in your life, but you have to identify just how approachable you are. If you are approachable, you should be approaching others. You get back what you give. All right, I'm bored. Talk to you guys later.